Welcome to a very special episode of the Iconoclastic Wrestling Podcast. I'm Iconoclast.
I am your host, Dick Taco.
And the reason this episode is very special is because we are hosting the first ever annual IWP Awards.
That's correct. We actually had the people actually watched this shit, more people than I thought did. And they actually voted, and we had a decent amount of awards there. We ran out of some ideas towards the end there, though, and we ran out of people for the categories, but they were still all voted on. There's a good number of them. And,
yes, and I don't know who won, only my co-host.
Yeah, this is going to be a really good show, because I don't think he's going to be happy at all. So, buckle up for this one. And let's get to the first category, which is Most Improved Wrestler of the Year.
And nominees are
Kyle Fletcher. Now, let's talk a little bit about Kyle Fletcher, right? Came over in Aussie Open, right, last year.
Mark Davis got hurt.
Didn't know what was going to do with him. He joined the Callis family.
No, before that, for a while, they just had him in Ring of Honor as a TV champion.
And wasn't he on the pre-shows and stuff like that, too?
Yeah, like they didn't have him doing that much. And then he came over and joined the Callis family. After he was with Ospreay, he turned heel on Ospreay, and since then he has been red hot.
25 years old. He's about 6'5". He's like
got the look. 230 pounds.
He looks
all muscle.
Which we talked about that. That's a suspicious weight gain too, because he was like 190. That's like 40 pounds, dude.
Yeah, but even with steroids, he has to work out a lot to get.
I'm sure he does, and he should. It's his job. But he's 25 years old. He's
Adam Cole, please take note.
He's yeah. Did you see his latest spray tan? I don't know who's doing. If anybody's out there listening to who does the spray tans for AEW, Jesus Christ.
Even Ricochet made fun of it.
First of all, they shouldn't be doing it with any of their gear on, like you saw with Cole. And
they should be wearing like a thong or a Speedo when they do it.
get them like it's their natural skin tone. But the last time I saw Cole, he was yellow. He looked like a Simpson character. He was awful.
He looked pretty bad last night on Collision when I watched. He looks like Andrew Beckett. right. You've seen Philadelphia, right, Tom? Tom Hanks is dying of AIDS. It's like that's a very sad.
Oh
it's a great movie. It's very sad, and I shouldn't be making fun of him like that.
Yeah, but that's good. That's evil.
Again, like I've said this in the past. This is just a little side about Adam Cole before we get back to the awards. You know, I am not in any way in good shape, and neither is my co-host.
Hey, I'm not the one volunteering all this info.
However,
pissing all over me.
My job does not involve me having a wrestler's physique. Part of Adam Cole's job should be in being good shape, right?
Yeah, and getting a tan. That's all he has to do.
Because they had him with MJF last night. They had a very bad promo battle.
He looks like he was on the Thomas train to Auschwitz in that video you showed me the one time. I'm a useful engine.
Thomas was just following orders.
I'm a useful engine.
He got sentenced to death at the Nuremberg.
I'm a useful engine. Reichsfuhrer Himmler.
God, okay, so who are the other nominees?
All right, so it was Most Improved Wrestler of the Year. Swerve Strickland, who was
champion this year.
Most of the year. Always puts on quality matches.
He was champion from like March to...
All right, so 5 months for a decent portion of the year.
From April, was it like from April to August?
Yeah, so about 4 or 5 months. And
because he won the match at Dynasty, and then he dropped it.
Had quality matches until I saw that god-awful cage match. Where
I love that match.
There's something wrong with you, where he got stabbed in the mouth with a needle. Like, there's no need for that.
It was supposed to be the most violent thing they could do. It
was not violent even. Like, that's premeditated, dude. Like, that's not like... Violent is like, you know... CM Punk with the toolbox was a more better idea than the actual needle with Paige and Swerve. Ugh.
And they still haven't crossed paths again.
And they still haven't explained, like, what the needle did to him. I mean, what was in the needle?
I mean, I'm sure, like nothing needs to be in there if you just stab him with, like, a...
AIDS-infected needle? Speaking of, we're on the Andrew Beckett vein here. Wow.
God.
Yo, speaking of that, back on Saturday Night Live back then, look up the clip. They had Philadelphia action figures. It was so funny. If I could find it, we will go to it right now.
All right.
But anyway, so Swerve Strickland was the second, and then Swerve Strickland is the second nominee, and then third nominee, there's only three in this category, is Jack Perry.
which I wanted in there because I think he did some really good heel work this year. He hasn't been seen in a little bit. And the Bucks left. Oh,
yeah.
They left Okada out to dry.
I mean, say what you want, and I don't like.
I did see him recently. He was at the NJPW Strong show, Battle in the Valley, that they did.
Yeah.
And the Bucks were there. I didn't watch the clip. One of the Jacksons, had a woman's V-neck on because it was like a deep V with a pearl necklace.
Wow. Are they trying to see how gay they could look? I mean, like on purpose?
They're fashion icons.
Oh, please. Says who? Says who? But anyway, Jack Perry rounding out the nominees. So, for Most Improved Wrestler of the Year, the winner is, with 83% of the vote,
wow,
Swerve Strickland.
I mean, yeah, he carried AEW throughout the summer.
Yeah, I would
now
say.
Now he's feuding with the Hurt Syndicate.
Yeah, which is going to be good, but
the Hurt Syndicate's also involved in mini feuds with several other people because Shelton Benjamin is currently participating in the Continental Classic.
Yeah, I heard it's like an 8-way tie for that bullshit right now or something for first.
Yeah, that's why it's so good because you don't know who's going to win.
But people don't understand it, dude. I look
it's not my fucking fault people are stupid.
I look at the leaderboard and it just looks like a bunch of, it's like Hollywood Squares. I'm looking for Paul Lynn to be there.
God, it's a fucking league table. That's what they use in football in Europe.
Yeah, and I'm not in Europe. That's why I don't get it. Okay, at least that explains why I don't get it.
They've been doing the same kind of format in Japan for 40-something years.
Yeah, and I'm in Jersey, dude. I'm sorry. But
I like this format more because right now there's only 2 people that have been mathematically eliminated from the semifinals.
And who might that be, pray tell?
The Commander and the Beast Mortos. However,
Rigor Mortis.
The Commander can still be a spoiler because he's winless right now, but him and Claudio still have a match. So if him and Claudio have a match and he beats Claudio, that spoils Claudio's chances of getting into the finals. Because I saw this guy on Reddit did a whole breakdown of, I'd pull the table up right now, but...
No, go ahead. You might as well. It's okay.
Yeah, because also I want to give this guy
credit. This is going to be airing on the 27th.
Because I want to give this guy some credit, too. Let's see. I have to scroll down.
It should still be going on by then, so...
let's see. Big return. Let me look this up here. I'm trying to find it.
What are you looking for again?
This guy did a breakdown of all the possible scenarios of how each wrestler could make it to the finals of the Continental Classic. Here we go.
Oh, my God. Go ahead.
Darby, so for the Gold League, because it's the Gold and the Blue League, Darby will make it to the semifinals if and only if he beats Ricochet and Will Ospreay beats Brody King.
Okay.
Claudio is in if he beats or draws with Commander, or if he loses to Commander, but Ricochet beats Darby and Brody beats Ospreay. Ospreay is in if and only if Commander beats Claudio, and if Ricochet beats or goes to a draw with Darby, and if he beats Brody. However, if Darby wins in this scenario... Okay, this is going to get complicated, because Ricochet, I think, is in the lead right now in gold. Because last night when we were recording this on Collision, he cheated to beat Ospreay in a very great match. In a very good match, excuse me. Ricochet is in with a draw over Darby, or if he loses to Darby and Claudio loses to Commander.
And when are the finals? Are they at World's End?
Yes, the semifinals and the finals are both at World's End.
Okay, so this will air before that.
And Commander is mathematically eliminated from the semifinals. The Blue League. Fletcher is in to the finals with a draw or a win over Garcia. Benjamin is in if he beats Okada and if Fletcher beats Garcia. Okada is in if he beats Benjamin and if Fletcher beats Garcia. He ties with Garcia in an unbreakable tie if Garcia wins in this situation. Because last year what happened was one of the leagues came to a 3-way tie and they had a triple threat tiebreak match.
Wow.
Garcia is in if he beats Fletcher and if Benjamin beats Okada. Briscoe is in if and only if Okada and Benjamin go to a draw. and the Beast Mortos is mathematically eliminated. Thank you to TDG_Demento on Reddit for that analysis.
Wow, yeah, that was something else.
But see, like, do you understand how interesting this is watching it?
No.
You don't watch Dynamite or Collision.
No, I watch it after. I don't watch it live, no, but I watch it.
Well, because also this week when they're doing shows at the Hammerstein Ballroom, that place is red hot.
Yeah, that's a hell of a venue.
Even Ring of Honor Final Battle was hot.
Getting back to the awards, the Most Improved Wrestler of the Year award that we just went over.
Yes.
The breakdown was Swerve won that with 83% of the vote.
Yep.
Harry got 17. Kyle Felcher got none.
Really?
But I don't remember what order I ran. I think I might have ran this one last. So I don't know if a lot of people just don't like Kyle, but I am not one of those people.
I think Kyle was the most improved out of all of them.
All right. So next category here is Comeback of the Year. To be considered for this award, you would have to pretty much come out of retirement, or I would say switch promotions and bring yourself up again. So the nominees are CM Punk, who returned to WWE and Survivor Series.
And wasted all this time fighting over a fucking bracelet.
Yeah, but they had some good matches in there. That Hell in a Cell match was good. And Hell in a Cell matches are not good anymore.
And that strap match was awful.
Oh, please. Don't even get me started. Randy Orton, who also returned at Survivor Series 23 and has gained about 50 pounds of muscle. He's definitely on the supplements.
Yeah, he's on the Venom.
He looks like one of the Road Warriors. Ricochet, big,
who's come to AEW and just had matches with Osprey mostly.
Yeah, now the Hurt Syndicate pretty much has made him look like a dork from what I saw the other night. And finally, who returned at All In as an impromptu entrant in the Casino ladder match,
and then
Nigel McGuinness,
who challenged for the world,
challenged the world champion. He didn't challenge for the world title.
And then he was a surprise combatant at Ring of Honor Final Battle for the Pure Championship.
Yeah, that's why you made me go find it, because he fought Lee Moriarty or something, right?
He had a
please tell me he won.
No.
What?
But they had a great match apparently.
Why isn't he good enough to beat Lee Moriarty? It's Nigel fucking McGuinness.
But he had an amazing. He was talking to like Shane Taylor or something because he was out
Swim
there.
Trunks?
Yeah, he was out there with Lee Moriarty. He said, just because you have hair around your mouth is no excuse for talking like a pussy.
Wow.
That was great. Because the thing was Lee Moriarty had an open challenge and anyone was free to come out, and then Nigel came out.
Okay.
He was the best ever Ring of Honor Pure Champion. And the last original Pure Champion, because at Ring of Honor Unified, he lost to Danielson. That's when they unified the Pure Championship.
Yeah, I remember
World
that.
Championship. And
They
then,
had great matches.
Then they reactivated it. So who won?
What, the award?
Yeah.
For Comeback of the Year?
Yes.
All right. The winner is, with 69% of the vote, CM Punk.
Boo! Recount!
Randy Orton
The fucking Russians hacked into this election.
Randy Orton received 19% of the vote. Nigel McGuinness received 13. Ricochet, 0.
Bing, bing, ping.
Now you're doing it.
Whatever, Punk. Now they're going to have him feud with Ron.
Well, first of all, out of all the nominees, he is the best one there.
No, he's not. He's not better than Nigel.
Well, Punk had a more extensive comeback than Nigel. He's like hitting and running.
Yeah, I mean, Punk, now they're going to have him have a match with Seth freaking Rollins with his Muppets outfit that I sent you the picture of, right?
Holy
With
Christ.
the black leather. It's like a black leather vest, and the sleeves have like blue fur on them. It looks like he skinned a Muppet.
He's a transvestite or something, or a cross-dresser or something like that. I don't care, but... all right, the next category, it's not one that they really do like in the Wrestling Observer anymore or anything like that, but I don't know if they do, but most hated wrestler of the year. Now, this is going to have managers in there, as few and far between as they are, but there is a manager as nominated. First nominee is Dominic Mysterio, who I think is like a legacy nominee for this category, because he just like, you look at him and you just don't like him, a rat-looking bastard, like he just cocksucker. And he's, continues to get heat. He continues to evolve himself in storylines where, like, he's just totally not likable, which is what you want. So, but he spent most of the year Liv Morgan. I think he's still doing it. He's Liv Morgan's boy toy or something, right?
Yeah, he doesn't really do anything.
No. He fell out of that cage during that fight against Rhea
That
Ripley.
was funny.
Yeah, that made me a little nervous because he's opening the door and I'm like,
he's hanging by his ankle.
But before he even falls, they show a far enough away shot of the cage above the ring. And it's like, he couldn't even, if he rocked it and swung it and jumped, he still wouldn't fucking make it.
Again, the custody of Dominic ladder match, part 2.
Great. That was great. The original one was better, though.
Of course it was.
Nominee number 2, the scapegoat, Jack Perry.
He's our scapegoat. Oh, cry me a river. Oh, cry me a river. He gets
over
heat.
What?
He gets heat.
Cry me a river over real glass, right?
Yeah. Real glass. Cry me a river.
But anyway, Jack Perry from the Elite, the Lollipop Guild World Order. Ain't one of them over 5'7".
Okada is.
When he ran over Darby with the bread van, though, that cracked me the fuck up.
Or when he took the scapegoat mobile and he tied it. Daniel Garcia
tied him to it.
Yeah, he tied him to the grill and he drove around.
Oh my God, it was unbelievable. Like, he is...
Because Daniel Garcia is...
Maybe they're onto something here where he tries to be a tough guy and he's not. And he's just like a comedy wrestler. Because the shit he gets involved in is really funny.
And he is a good in-ring talent now.
Yeah, he's not bad. And that match he had with Danielson, what pay-per-view was that?
That was All Out.
Yeah, that was really, really good. I mean, a lot of that was Danielson, but...
Okay. And
so...
Wait, Don Callis, was he nominated?
Hold on. Yeah, Don Callis is in there, who is the best heel manager and probably best manager right now. But I don't like the fact that he's on commentary constantly. Like, he's not in the corner managing.
That he's bragging about his talent.
Yeah, but you only do that when, like, they're wrestling like job guys, so you can belittle the job guy. You can't do it all the time. Like, when Ospreay's fighting, like, Ricochet, to make Ricochet look bigger, he shouldn't be doing that. He should be in the corner.
But Ricochet's not in the Don Callis family.
No, but like I'm saying, like, you know what I mean. Whoever the other guy is. But, and finally, the Young Bucks, who nobody likes them. Let's just be honest. You do, but...
Yeah, well, because they're not in AEW now. Now they're in New Japan for a bit.
Good, they should stay over there.
Because they're having a match at Wrestle Dynasty.
Yeah, against who?
Hasn't been decided yet.
No, maybe they'll back out.
Because the team they were going to face, one of them got injured. So now they're having like a mini tournament, I think, or something to decide a new challenger for them. They're going to have a match for the tag team titles.
Interesting.
And the winner is...
With 84% of the vote, Dominic Mysterio. Yeah, I don't know about that one.
I would have put Don.
Yeah, I mean, they both get equal amount of heat, but, like, the voters have spoken. We can't. These are not fixed at all. I mean,
Don got jumped in Mexico.
Conan? What the hell, Conan?
Nobody likes Conan now.
Yeah, but that's heat you can't buy, dude.
I know.
Did you ever hear Punk talking about when he was doing his little televangelist gimmick where he was, like, talking to the camera and stuff like that? He goes, we were at a house show and a woman jumped the guardrail and said, "You are not Jesus Christ and you are going to hell for what you're doing." And he looks at Mike Knox and he goes, "That's what I'm talking about. That's the kind of heat you want."
When was this?
Like 2009. It was the Straight Edge Society.
Oh, yeah, that was Festus.
Yeah. And it was
Luke Gallows.
Yeah, and who was the girl? The chef?
Serena Deeb.
Yeah, and they shaved their head,
now.
yeah. But yeah, that's the kind of heat I'm talking about. Yeah, but Jack Perry received 6% of the vote. Young Bucks 6%. Don Callis only 4%.
Fuck Don Callis. Fuck Don Callis. That was a chant once, I remember. Stevie takes it up the ass.
Doo-dah, doo-dah.
Stevie takes it up the ass.
Oh, doo-dah day. ECW Holiday Hell 1995. They couldn't even. I had it on the other day. They couldn't even edit it out on the classics on demand.
And they also did it with Pillman. Bischoff takes it up the ass, doo-dah, doo-dah.
Booker, man.
Did
you see the skit yet where he wrestles the pencil?
No.
Because that's him arguing with the Booker. The Booker's the pencil.
I fucking hate Bischoff.
No, I'm saying that's Pillman doing it, not Bischoff.
No, I love Brian Pillman.
Brian fucking Pillman!
I'm gonna whip out my Johnson and
Booker,
piss
man.
in this hellhole. Let him piss. Let him piss. This is one part of the deal, Brian. It's what's the part of the deal? I don't have a deal with you, Booker, man.
I just love when the lights go off and they come on and he's pointing with his cane because
Everyone
he's got
cheers for it.
Oh yeah, people love Pillman.
Gets a huge
Pillman went from being like a total like white bread boring babyface as Flying Brian with his Cincinnati Bengal trunks to being that. Like I always told you, if he was still alive, he would be booking somewhere. Like a Kevin Sullivan was and all that.
Kevin
even said that about.
Now his son tries to rip off his babyface gimmick.
Oh, his son's like 10 pounds of shit in a 5-pound bag compared to the old man. Oh, he's terrible. He's terrible. I don't get him the fuck out of here. But all right, next category here is most popular wrestler of the year. Now, obviously,
the Fed's gonna win this one.
Requirements. I don't know about that. You don't know nothing, which is great. So. All right, most popular wrestler of the year for 2024, the year-end awards, or the YEAs, as I call them. Why?
Yeah! Yeah! Dummy! Yeah!
All right, calm down. The nominees are Will Ospreay from AEW, who is pretty much the babyface in AEW right now. He's the most over person.
Yeah, but he's not in the main event scene. It's kind of problematic.
Yeah, it's kind of problematic for them.
Well, they're probably going to elevate him to the main
Eventually,
event.
they have to.
Well, especially if he wins the Continental Classic, which I think he's going to.
Oh, fuck that. Even if he doesn't.
He's at least going to make it to the semifinals, I bet.
All right. Well, they keep cheating to beat him, so at least it makes him look good. But, Swerve Strickland, who, as we spoke before, was champion for about 4 or 5 months throughout the year, carried him throughout the summer. Had a really good match with Danielson at All In London, but, Danielson could have a good match with Great.
Had a great match at All Out, which I liked, but you didn't. Hangman.
The AIDS match.
The
AIDS needle match. It was the first time I ever saw an angle where they blew up the guy's house, though.
The staple gun. And then they had, because Hangman still has that as his Titantron, where he's sitting on the recliner in front of that house drinking whiskey.
Yeah, but that always cracks me up because, did they have gunpowder in there or something? Because that place went up I'm sure like an Assassin's Creed where they blow up the
Assassin's
ammo
Creed Brotherhood.
Yeah.
They have. I'm sure that it was like a stunt house because the whole thing.
Absolutely.
Because the whole thing's empty. If you actually go back and watch it, it's a fake house. There's nothing in there.
Well, no shit. I didn't think they blew up a real house.
No, because they showed Swerve buying his childhood house earlier in the night, and it's not the same house.
I know. Well, he's also in the backyard, supposed to be, when he lights it on fire.
Yeah. He's in the main event of World's End.
Against who?
It's a 4-way match between Moxley, Hangman, Orange Cassidy, and Jay White. And Christian Cage is probably going to interfere.
I booked a lot of guys that don't like to bleed with me. Spread my AIDS everywhere.
God, you fucking hate him.
Cody Rhodes is another nominee.
Boo! He's a fucking boring-ass white bread babyface.
I didn't know what you were going to say there. I'd be like, boo! I didn't know what was coming out of your mouth there. But, no, he finally won the WWE title in one of the biggest WrestleManias of all time. And he's still champion. He is the #1 babyface in the world, if you count, how popular the WWE is. He was number 1 in the PWI 500.
Fucking bland.
Oh, I think so too, but
he has no character.
His feud with Kevin Owens is getting really good. Did you watch Saturday night's main event?
I watched it, but I didn't watch.
Jesse had the snakeskin coat on and everything.
Yeah, Jesse looked like shit.
Well, he's like 700 years old now, dude. He's Methuselah the Body Ventura. And finally, Bryan Danielson, who was AEW champion for the other part of the year and went on his retirement tour, which didn't last that long because it was ended by a plumber and his pipe fitters when they tried to murder him not once but twice with a plastic bag. And let me tell you something. Did you see? Hold on. Did you see Collision the other week where they tried to make Cassidy pockets drink the blue liquid? like it's bleach. They
tried to poison him.
Yeah, but they went and got a funnel. Why? So they didn't spill any? Did Tony say, you know what? You guys get anything on the carpet, that's it.
To focus it, to make it
it's bullshit. You wouldn't do that.
It's like why people take like a funnel to drink beer.
Yeah, but that's it's stupid. All right, anyway,
I like the Death Riders. Most people don't, but I do.
Death Riders.
Just like the Ospreay and MJF feud. Most people didn't like that. I loved it.
Death Plumbers. And the winner is from...
looks like Vern Gogh.
Most popular wrestler of the year, winner is...
Cody, I'm guessing.
With 60% of the vote, Will Ospreay.
Yes! Yes!
Isn't this great since I didn't tell you? It's like you're watching an award show.
Oi!
There you go, man.
Ospreay! Oh, God, last night was great on Collision. The whole crowd in Hammerstein was chanting for him.
Oh, I know. That's what... Well, there you go right there.
And then Ricochet came out, and they were booing him, and they threw fucking toilet paper at him. And they show Ospreay. He has to go outside of the ring, and he has to get on the outside because he starts laughing, and he has to hide it because he can't contain him because they start throwing toilet paper at Ricochet.
Oh, like the streamers and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, they always did that there and in Philly, and they did that at War of the Worlds when Phil and I went in 15.
You always talk about that show.
Because it was a fucking great show.
I know.
That in the East, it was one of the...
With Roderick Strong versus Kushida.
Adam Cole versus AJ Styles. The Young Bucks. The Addiction. Red Dragon. The Briscoes. Okada. Nakamura. Oh my God, it was unbelievable. And then I got to see it on TV later on. What was it? I used to record it on a DVR and then put it on a DVD when it was on Destination America.
Ring of Honor had a TV deal?
Yeah.
They
got TNA kicked off Destination America.
I didn't know they ever had a TV deal.
It was on like 10:30 at night on, I don't know. It wasn't any good. If I show you some of the TV, it's terrible. But all right, now we move on to one of my favorite categories here, Match of the Year. This is one where I think us being the host of the show and everything, and the fans actually almost would actually agree on. So most people closely agree on a lot would be the say best match of the year. So the nominees are Will Ospreay versus Bryan Danielson
best
from
match of
Dynasty.
I've ever seen, in my opinion.
I don't argue with you with that one. I mean, that was Ospreay with a lot of the moves that he does that you've never seen.
That was my early birthday gift. I remember.
Oh, that was unbelievable.
Dynasty was on the 21st.
They were doing like drop kicking each other in the middle of another drop kick.
I'd never
seen anything like it.
No, was it Ospreay was like diving off the top rope and Danielson hit him with a shining wizard in midair.
They went at each other with like he went at him with a shining wizard
with a top rope tiger suplex,
which really is scary because you have no way of bracing yourself. But Cody and Roman at WrestleMania 40.
People only like that because of everything else surrounding it.
That Cody won.
The match itself is not good.
No, the actual match worked now. Ospreay versus MJF at all.
I like that match.
You put that in there as the category. And you put that in as a nominee.
For the AEW American Championship.
When he was dressed like Lex Luger.
Yes. The Lex Express.
That he did not get paid for. And
I still can't believe that.
I can't either, but...
That's how the wrestling industry worked back then.
I would imagine. Well, I'm sure they paid for the bus and shit.
They paid for the bus.
And finally, Swerve versus Danielson when Danielson finally wins the AEW World title at All In August and month.
All right.
Okay, we have the envelope, please. The winner of the 2024 Match of the Year. Will Ospreay versus Bryan Danielson from Dynasty. I think that's a result, but...
You get a star! 7 stars! 8 stars!
It didn't get 7 stars. What? Got like 6.25 or 6.5. But
Ospreay...
Wait, did
you see the picture I sent you, that Meltzer edit?
Yeah, that was funny. Match of the Year category. Ospreay versus Danielson only won with 50% of the vote. Cody and Roman got 40.
Boom.
Swerve Danielson got 10, and Ospreay and MJF got none.
That Cody Roman match people only like because the Undertaker and Cena and The Rock showed up. And
Cena is bald. He's balding. Like he's more than balding. It's like an old roofing shingle where a lot of the stuff's blown off of it over the years. You need to get a new roof.
I just remember when the Undertaker showed up and people popped when they played when you just hear the bell and then it goes dark and
but then he's wearing a ski cap because he's bald.
Yeah, and he looks like a fucking homeless person.
All right.
And then he does the choke slam and you can tell that he can barely lift the Rock.
He's 60-some years old. What do you want?
He fucking sucks. I never liked the Undertaker was never good.
Feud of the year. Punk McIntyre.
That's probably good.
Hangman Swerve, which was another one, which was pretty good. Like I said, we're talking about I never seen a guy get his house blown up before. Whose house? Swerve's house. Ospreay and MJF, you put that in there.
I like that. I'm like the only person that liked that feud.
Yeah, well, I think you're going to see that's true with the voting. And Cody and Roman, finally.
Whatever.
Which, let's talk about it. It almost didn't even get off the schneid with The Rock coming in and all that.
I choose you, Roman.
And the winner is Feud of the Year. With 64% of the vote. CM Punk and Drew McIntyre.
The feud that finally got you to stop making fun of Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, I think McIntyre did some of his best work ever.
Yeah, it was like the Malenko and Jericho thing where because Punk was out for so long, McIntyre had to do it all himself. It's like when Jericho...
He had 1,004 holds.
Yeah.
Arm bar.
The five-fisted punch. Arm drag. Arm bar.
You don't know how long he was out there reading that for.
Back when Jericho was actually, creative and a good wrestler and funny.
Oh.
Now you didn't see this shtick with him being the King of New York as the Ring of Honor champion is painful.
Really?
The amount of people he has dragged into the Jericho vortex.
It's his asshole.
With Big Bill and Brian Keith.
Yeah, two people that you could care less about. Two wrestlers that you don't care about and you don't want.
Like they had this whole thing where he says, I'm going to have someone from Long Island to fight me. From New York. Who's it going to be? Is it going to be Mayor Giuliani? Johnny Rods? Frank Sinatra?
Johnny Rods would have kicked his ass.
Frank Sinatra? And then Brian Keith just goes, Frank Sinatra! Chris Jericho kicked your skinny ass! And then he just goes...
Frank Sinatra's dead.
Never. That's what the announcer said. And then he goes, that's what Caprice Coleman said. And then they had, I sent Big Bill to the mountains of Nepal to study the lessons of the learning tree, but never fear, Brian Keith is here. Damn right I'm here! Respect Chris Jericho! I remember when he was the bounty hunter. When he would come out in the poncho.
He doesn't do that anymore?
No, because he's the bad apple. It's the bad apple.
So he wears like a big apple suit, like Fruit of the Loom?
No, he just wears a cowboy hat with a vest. And then Big Bill is the Redwood.
Punk McIntyre won Feud of the Year with 64% of the vote. Hangman Swerve received 7% of the vote. Cody and Roman, 29%. Once again, a nominee you suggested, Ospreay MJF with 0.
I liked it. I thought it was really good. I liked that it was a reversal of the patriotic face with the foreigner heel. It was the opposite. And you got to see, and it was really good character development for MJF because it exposed that there was this thing that he was insecure about losing his spot in the promotion to Ospreay. That AEW was his promotion. That Ospreay was going to come in and become the big face and take his spot.
Nobody liked it.
I did.
Well, it's obvious that you liked it, but nobody liked it. So. Tag Team of the Year. Now, there's only 3. Tag Team Wrestling, as you all know, is in the toilet right now. So there's only like 3 nominees for this category. But we'll try to keep it interesting here. First nominee is The Bloodline. Any iteration. I would guess the Tongans, Solo, and one of the other. I don't know.
Tonga Loa.
Sonny Kiss in there now yet? Or Sonny Siaki?
Sonny don't look at his ass, Siaki.
Yeah.
No, because now, I don't know. Well, because he was with Manu in the Samoan Fight Club.
Manu the Slender?
I forget who Manu is the son of. I I don't know, because he's older, because he was in the original Legacy faction with.
Yes, he's
Cody
always the forgotten member. It's like Mark Jindrak being the forgotten member of Evolution. He's like.
I thought Mark Jindrak was never actually in Evolution.
He was supposed to be.
I know, but
they filmed the video with him in it.
Yeah, but then they changed it, I thought.
Yeah, but I think you could still see flashes of it in the actual compilation of the Titantron.
Really?
Yeah, that was before, I think, Orton.
So
he's like the Pete Best, like the original drummer of the
Batista was still going to be in it, just not.
I don't know. I have to say.
Wait, did you ever see when Batista was Deacon Batista?
Yeah, I remember. I was still watching it like faithfully then
with Reverend Devon.
I was so upset that was the first draft. They broke up the Dudley Boys. I was so upset.
And the Hardys.
I don't care. Who the fuck cares about that? That's like when the Rockers broke up. Who gives a shit?
Look at that. Janetti's trying to dive through the window. What a coward.
The Outrunners.
One of them, great team.
I don't know if they're great. I think you got to do something with them, like put a belt on them to keep them interesting before people stop giving a shit. Because, like, I'm afraid that's what happened with, like, Joe Hendry and everything.
Yeah, Joe Hendry's ice cold.
No, he's not ice cold. He's going to be in the main event of another one coming up the next.
TNA in general is going down the fucking tubes even more than they were before.
And finally, the Young Bucks.
They were champions for most of the year.
Why do you think they're in there? Makes sense.
From April to November. No, from April to October, maybe.
And the winners are Road Warrior Buck and Balding Buck, the Cucamonga Kids, a.k.a. the Young Bucks. 64% of the vote.
Super Kick Party!
The Outrunners received 29%, and the Bloodline, whatever iteration, 7%. This one was really funny. I didn't tell you anything about the voting, so let's get the Woman of the Year here.
All right. Nominees are
Mariah May.
My personal favorite.
Well, she did do the Virgil storyline where she, got to come up from underneath.
Yeah, but it was the opposite. She used the heel.
Yeah, because that's I don't know. That's because AEW happens to screw that up every time. The heels get cheered, and it's not because they're cool.
Well, that's because it's like New Japan, where in New Japan, there's the divide between heels and faces is a much softer line.
Softer.
What?
Softer line.
It's like MJF. MJF was a heel, and they had to turn him face because people cheered him.
The next nominee is the person she came up from underneath against, Toni Storm, who now is going. They're playing an amnesia angle, and they re-debuted her on Rampage. What the fuck?
It's supposed to be like the timeless thing didn't even happen. She doesn't remember it. She's going around reintroducing herself to all these people like she.
And now she's retired again. I heard she's retired for the second time in like 2 months.
What the fuck is that?
She's doing some really creative stuff.
Yeah, but they brought her back on Rampage, dude.
Well, that's
a show that's getting canned. Like
re-debuting.
NXT Level Up is getting canned. That's what they put her on.
Because it's supposed to be that she's like a new person that just debuted, like she's a nobody.
Nia Jax, the walking love seat.
You love her, of course.
Oh, yeah. And finally, Rhea Ripley.
Ah, my hole!
Did you ever see that with the
I did.
The Seven Dwarfs?
And I should.
Where she goes, my hole, and it shows them. It's off to work we go.
I saw this thing with this deleted TikTok she made. You gotta see it. You'll like it.
Just to watch it off the air. Might not be safe to FCC. Will come for me. And Rhea Ripley's the final nominee, but she was out most of the year this year. Got a huge pop at Elimination Chamber in Perth, Australia, because that's where she's from and everything.
All right, and the winner is
with 64% of the vote. Mariah May. I think that is a no-brainer. I think that's a no-brainer.
Yeah, as someone who was basically an unknown like 1 to 2 years ago.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, Toni Storm received 9% of the vote. Nia Jax had 9%. Rhea Ripley 18%, and we had one write-in vote for Liz Cheney. I have to tell you about this because I put up Woman of the Year. It might have been the first category I put up on the channel for somebody to vote for. Somebody's like, I don't know what you're talking about, but I mean, I would vote for Liz Cheney. I was like, it's wrestling. wrestling. They're like, oh, it didn't say wrestling. I'm like, all the women are wrestlers.
So Liz Cheney
gets one vote. I love her. I think she's sexy as hell. And she's what a real Republican used
Nia
to be.
Jax. What did you call Nia Jax? The tomato?
Oh, that one time she wore was it the red outfit she had to wear in Saudi Arabia?
Yeah.
She looked like Tomato. The kid's bouncing horse upstairs. That red horse of your cousin's. His name's Tomato. Where's your microphone at? Oh, okay. Just making sure it was still on there. Couldn't see a light. You'll just keep talking. It won't matter if the light's on or not. But anyway, before we get to the last category, let's reflect back on some of the best. Doesn't have to be about wrestling or anything either, but some of the
best moments on this show.
Yeah, and the craziest moments of the year too, like these drones and shit. What do you think about that? We'll do a little bit about that.
Whatever. I don't give a fuck.
No, I don't care if you give a fuck. What do you think about it?
I don't really read about it. I haven't really read about it. I've seen a bunch
I think they're airplanes and everybody's just stupid.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know, because each generation gets dumber. Everybody knows that. But some of the best moments on this show, what do you want to talk about?
Let's see.
When we first started using sound effects.
When I thought that Josh Alexander was Jason Alexander.
That was very, very funny. Oh, my God, that was a good one.
Walmart
Kurt Angle, that was a good one.
Hunting down that Sylvester Stallone picture. The Brock Lesnar.
The Great Khali video.
Oh, wait, did you see the second video?
No.
The one that I sent you where he's trying to chop down a tree?
Oh, yeah. The pic of Shad Khan where we said he could be a foreign heel.
Yeah, well, he's just chopped. No, because I did this thing, because now, like, Reddit has, like, this rewind thing where it shows you the post that you looked at the most this year.
Oh, yeah,
and guess what it was for me?
What? I'm sure it was.
That's the thing with Great Khali where he's doing
he's doing the push-ups, yeah.
Yeah, the calisthenics. Or Billy, wait. What's that?
What?
Holy shit, that was this year.
What? What's the matter with you? You traveling through time? Are you on an old country road? Are you okay?
I was thinking about that.
Oh
The sex scandal was this year.
Oh, how about on AEW TV right now? Like, they're making fun of Moxley being in rehab. Like, it's like open season, I think. And one of the FTR guys had said it to him in a promo. Now, I'm listening to Jim Cornette and Brian Last, and Brian Last, who does the impression of him, goes, I'm going to be Dick the Boozer.
God, Dick the Bruiser was fucking terrible.
The drunkest plumber alive.
Moxley's an amazing wrestler.
Shut the fuck. You know what? Can you make a New Year's resolution that you're actually going to, like,
you're
say
just
something?
insecure about your own hair loss.
First of all, I'm not insecure about my own hair loss. I just like to keep it short.
Oh, God. And then we also had...
It's like Gene Wilder and See No Evil, Hear No Evil. I'm not deaf. I can read lips. Don't call me deaf.
It's like when we also had one of the biggest moments in the history of our show, Billy Jack Haynes, the Kung Lao of Portland. Great
episode.
When he murdered his wife.
That was one of my favorite opens. When we had the actual SWAT noises outside and all that stuff. This is the police. Come out with your hands up.
Billy Jack.
Remember my Silo Sam story?
What was your Silo?
Where the guy was like, yeah, could you move that piece of shit over so I can get by? Because I'm about the biggest fucking man you've ever seen.
What's that from?
Silo Sam. Remember the guy I was telling you about was in the AWA? He was 7'7".
No.
And he was driving with Steve Kern in the car. It was back when they had CBs. And they
had earlier this year, we had Grandma Pecker.
Grandma Pecker. Fucking fat Albert Mushmouth over there. Tony Atlas. How about covering the McMahon scandal when it first came out?
That's what I brought up.
Oh, you did?
I already fucking said that. I said the sex scandal was this year.
Oh, that was great.
Because I remember you tried calling me when I was in the middle of a lecture. Just like when Billy Jack murdered his wife, you tried calling me 2 times when I was taking the exam.
But dude, I remember getting the Vince McMahon Janelle Grant thing, finding out about that. Just looking, I was on the can at work, and I'm like, and then I go back later because I hit the button and I downloaded the PDF, right?
Yeah.
So then I start watching it, and I'm like, and I'm reading it, I'm like, oh my God, he crapped on her. And then I went home, and Jim and Brian did it in the middle of the show, and they had like a breaking news, right? And they were just like, every paragraph is a new revelation. It's awful.
Or it's like when Billy Jack murdered his wife because it was such breaking news. Do you remember who we had to get that news from? Who was the first person to report on it?
Hannibal, yeah.
Guys, it's Hannibal. The HannibalTV.com here. I have some very troubling news. Billy Jack Haynes was a very good friend of mine. You know, I saw that video again recently of him stabbing that referee.
Oh my God! It stabs him with like a railroad ribbon. It's awful.
Because he's a bleeder. He's the blood hunter.
I need blood, and I need content for my YouTube channel. I'm the content hunter, and
we should have tried to get him on this show.
And Billy Jack Haynes. I actually watched a whole 2 hours of him and how he's connected to the Boys on the Tracks murder. And I mean, when I tell you,
is he connected?
the word painful doesn't sum it up enough.
How is he connected?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I think I passed out in the middle of it out of sheer exhaustion.
I forget. Was it him that threw up on Hercules, or was it the opposite?
No, it was him. He spat up that bile on the back of him.
In one of the stupidest WrestleMania matches.
I know! That was a grudge match. I like that.
I think it's stupid because you love it so much and like barely anything happens. It's a fucking it's a fucking double. It's a double count out.
It's a double dump. You were gonna say. My uncle used to say that when he was going to the bathroom.
Like
he was going to do the double
count out.
Yeah,
what the fuck was that? And it was the master with the full Nelson and Billy Jack. His perm was getting in the way.
He had a beautiful perm.
And he had his hat.
Now he has like a Jimmy Savile wig on. It's ridiculous.
Now he's got the Billy Jack hat. I told you, I remember we were at Thanksgiving and I looked up this thing. I was trying to see if he had theme music. And all I could find
didn't.
was
I told you.
Yeah, it was this promo of him like sitting on a horse.
Oh my God, they used to do stupid shit like for promos. Like I remember in like the Florida territory when I was a kid, you had a faction. It was like Dusty, Blackjack Mulligan, and like Dick Slater, and they would just be out, on a farm with a tractor and like guns and stuff, because they're hicks.
That was supposed to be. I think that was one of the Von Erichs did that, but I showed that it was the promo of wrestlers saying homoerotic things.
Yeah, it was David.
I thought this bar when I was born. I don't care if my last fight was in this bar. Jimmy Garvin touched me in a personal way he never touched me before. The Garvin said a lot of strange things in those promos. Listen, Tola Blanchard, I want you. This is Uncle Sam talking. It's Jimmy Garvin. I want you.
No, it's Ronnie Garvin. It's Ron Garvin.
I'm going to get my hands on you. I'm going to touch your body.
Former NWA World Heavyweight Champion, Ronnie Garvin. Hands of Stone, rugged Ronnie Garvin.
Hands of Stone?
That was his name, yeah. That was his move, the right hand. And he did the Garvin stomp, too.
These
fucking stupid.
Terrible moves. It's like when they put Bruno Sammartino in 2K24 and they had to give him a bunch of moves he never did just to make him playable. So because you can still go up to the top rope as Bruno and do like a dive.
Yeah, he would have never gone up to the top rope. But yeah, anyway, that was our fun year. This is our first full year of doing this show. I mean, we had some breaks in the middle and everything.
All right,
you gotta
now
take
let's
breaks
present
once
the
in a
winner
while.
of the award.
Will you just calm down? You're always like raring to go. I got to take you home anyhow. All right, the final category in the 2024 IWP Awards is Wrestler of the Year.
The most prestigious award in our sport.
Yeah, of the YEAs, the YEAs. The nominees are for the 2024 Wrestler of the Year. AEW's Will Ospreay, who I think is deserving because like I said, he's been the #1 babyface there.
For the last few months.
No, since he got there.
No,
he was popular before he even signed on for good.
But Danielson was
Danielson's a nominee too. How can he not be?
I think Danielson was the top babyface before Ospreay.
Yeah, but Ospreay was coming up.
Yeah.
And like I said, Bryan Danielson, who was, had his retirement tour. I don't know what
had his feud with Swerve. He had his feud with Death Riders.
Got thrown out of the Blackpool Combat Club. Was almost murdered twice.
With a plastic bag.
Yeah. Your mother did that to me once when we were kids. You know that?
No
right at the kitchen table.
No fucking way.
Yes, she did.
Okay.
She'll admit it. She thought it was funny. She didn't try to kill me, but she just put it over my head.
How old were you? How old was she?
She would have been a teenager, which probably would have made me like probably.
Okay, I'll bring
8.
this up to her when I get home.
Oh, well, the whole world knows it now. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's in the internet now. It's never going anywhere. Cody Rhodes, who finished his story finally.
What the fuck that means? Finish the story. Finish the story. His dad was never good.
Yes, he was.
He had a fucking mosquito bite on his side.
I know, and it was just really weird. It was really just a fatty corpuscle.
He had He was a fucking melted sundae. To quote William Regal.
I'm like Whitney Houston. I got my own bodyguard. We go, man, Vincent's lucky I didn't spend out all my money. He goes, we just met, we trying to get these hemorrhoids up his ass. You know, me and Dickie Murdoch, this is Evangeline, no gloves or nothing. We trying to get, this is Ric Flair, the rookie, at 300 pounds. We trying to get them hemorrhoids up his ass. And finally, surprise nominee, I think you may have nominated him, Drew McIntyre, who is doing some of the best work of his career, I think.
Claymore!
I remember him beating Brock Lesnar with that in front of nobody at that WrestleMania.
He doesn't even have the sword anymore. Remember when he used to
come out fucking heavy.
When he come up with the sword, he would like, because just to think, only about 2 to 3 years ago, you know who he had a WrestleMania match with that he had a feud with?
Who?
Baron Corbin. I bring the darkness, I bring the thunder, I come from hell and I'll pull you under.
It lives, folks. It lives.
No, because that's when he was Happy Corbin.
He actually had a chance when they first brought him up from NXT. He looked like fucking Glenn Danzig or something.
Baron Corbin, because he was Baron Corbin, he was Constable Corbin, then he lost all of his money. And
he was Happy Corbin.
No, he was Sad Corbin when he lost all of his money.
It was like Kane when he started wearing a suit.
And then he went to Vegas and got rich, and then he was Happy Corbin, and he had Madcap Moss with him.
Don't you remember Kane?
Yeah.
He was Corporate Kane.
Yeah.
And then he was... Then we used to call him, and Phil and I used to watch wrestling on the phone with each other. He used to wrestle in his business Slack. We used to call him Men's Warehouse Kane. And then the Big Show sent that to him in a promo. And then they had him selling food, and he was Concessions Kane. Like, it was really bad.
But Kane was never good.
Yeah, he was. He was around, he's been around a long time, dude. Straight through, since like 1995 he was. Now there's Blue Kane. Did you see that on the Indies?
No.
Look it up. It's weird.
Speaking of the Indies, did you see there's this guy in Chicago whose wrestler name is Stephen Flo? And
Stephen Flo!
Yeah, that's his theme. His theme is just someone saying...
That's genius.
Stephen Flo over and over again over the beat of Even Flow, and he dresses like Eddie Vedder.
Fucking great. He's going to get sued sooner or later, but...
Yeah, it's like the Mr. Clean gimmick in South Shore Wrestling.
Oh, please. Nobody saw that. Stephen Flo. See, I can't stop.
Stephen Flo. That's just all it is. Oh, also Jericho's.
Yes, well, it sounded like it.
Just like
he said he was amazed they didn't get sued for that.
Just like there was self high five.
It sounded like Teen Spirit. Yeah.
I know. That was DDP's theme.
Yeah, all right. The winner.
DDP. Too cool.
DDP is not in the category. The winner, the 2024 Wrestler of the Year award is, with 82% of the vote, the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson.
Yes!
Cody received 9%. Drew McIntyre received 9%. Ospreay received none.
Wow.
I think you and your mother are the only... I don't know if a lot of people voted in that category.
Stephen Flo. Stephen Flo.
Stephen Flo. Now I'm not going to be able to stop doing it. We'll have to find it on YouTube on the car ride back now. So, but I don't know. When are we going to be on again? Probably post Wrestle Dream. We'll come on after the New Year, right?
Not Wrestle.
World's End. I'm sorry, World's End. Yeah, we'll go after. There's World's End, Wrestle Kingdom, Wrestle Dynasty. So we'll come back in a couple weeks then, right?
Yeah, all right.
Good night, everybody, and Happy New Year.
Get your hand off my penis!